Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, we're going to be designing a Serum 2 preset that sounds exactly like this liminal video that I found on Pinterest. I just got inspired, straight up. So I've already got some MIDI, just got a blank instance of Serum 2 on it. So with just the saw, the initialized preset, it sounds like this. So let's see how we can spice this up. Let's go to analog BD sine. I'm just gonna adjust the envelope one a little bit, turn the sustain down a little bit, and give the release a little bit of a longer tail. And one really nice way to make your sounds less static is to right click on any of these knobs over here and go mod source, note, and then you can choose any of these random ones. I like to do note on random 1, for example, and then that will essentially randomize your release time. So you can hear that some note hits have a shorter release time and some have a longer release time. And if you go into the matrix over here, you can set the amount to be smaller or larger. So if it's all the way over here, you could have a really short or a super long release time. But I'm gonna set it to about a maximum of maybe like just over a second. That's perfect, I think. It's just enough variation to add some organic feeling to it. Another thing you can do is just turn on the noise and then map the noise to this knob over here, turn the level down. And here you can choose a warp type. So maybe we'll go with plus minus, or maybe just minus. And that'll warp it by using the noise. And you can do the same thing on the cutoff of the filter. I'm gonna add some portamento as well, maybe 8-9 milliseconds. So that's already so much more organic. Then you can go to envelope 2. What I want to do is I want to add a little bit of a pitch bend. You can just make an envelope like this, set the decay time to about, I don't know, let's try 80 milliseconds. And then what we can do is we go to the matrix, set envelope 2 as a source, and set the destination to the global main tuning. I'm going to raise this a little bit. So if you go to the right, it'll go from high to low pitch, and if you set it to the left, it'll go from low to high. So maybe I'll set this to -12. I can exaggerate the decay here. So if it's super long, you're gonna get a crazy scoop, but if you do it short, you'll barely hear it. I'm actually gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna go to mod source, note on random 2 to randomize the decay of envelope 2. I'm going to set this to a small amount, 6%. Otherwise, it's going to be a little too crazy. We can include even more pitch variation by turning this to like one of these chaos filters for envelope 1. I'll just go chaos Lorenz. I'll take the x-axis and map it to the coarse pitch, and I'm going to set it at a really small value, like 1%. I'm going to exaggerate it so I can hear what it's doing. So it's literally at 1% now. This is a great base for a sound, but if you want to fill it up, you can always add a saw on top. So I'm going to go to Serum 2 tables, analog. Let's go with, you can go with anything. You can use this AT Mother 32 one. That's always a good one. I'm going to set it to like 6 voices. Let's see how that's, I'm going to assign it to the filter as well. Let's see how that sounds. What we can maybe do is assign the y-axis to this coarse tuning at 1% as well. Let's just drag it manually. That sounds fantastic. And what you can always do is you can like map the level of Oscillator B to a macro knob. So you can easily bring it in. So I just adjusted the rate a little bit. I moved it to 1.5 hertz because I felt like the last one was a little bit too slow. From here, you can add any sort of effects that you like. For example, a really cool thing that you can do to make your presets sound more unique is bus them to a separate effect. So if you click this little button over here, I'm gonna raise bus 1, and now we can go to bus 1 over here in our effects section and set a reverb, for example. I'll put it on plate, I'll cut the lows a little bit, set the mix to about 50%, I'll set a longer decay time, and let's see how that sounds now. Beautiful. And now I think I'm just going to go ahead and do some main effects. Chorus is always great. I think about 70% sounds good to me right now. Gonna add some bode, of course, turn up the blur. If you want a little more bite, you can add distortion, for example. I think this sound would sound good with, let's see, maybe like a down sample. A good thing you can always do to make it more dynamic is map the velocity to the mix, for example. So as you play louder, you get more distortion. That's sounding really good. We can add another reverb here in their main effects section. Let's go with a hall. Cut some of those lows. What we can do for some more stereo width is add some delay. I'm going to put it before the reverb and after the distortion. And I want this not to be a delay, but more of a sort of widener. So I'm going to set this to 1/16, turn up the feedback. I forgot to modulate our Oscillator B, which you can also do for even more variation. Let's go maybe bend plus minus. And if you want slower modulation, you can always turn the pitch down. I kind of want to vary the decay time on envelope 2 a little bit more. And you can always go back to the matrix and adjust that value. So it's right here. I'm going to make this maybe 9%. So I think that sounds great. You can obviously go as crazy as you want with it. Spend more time on the effects, the order that they're in, but I think it sounds great for now, and I'm happy with how it sounds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy and paste bounced audio. Great, so now that I have it in audio format, I can add one of my favorite effects, which is the RX950. What it is, it's emulating the actual RX950 unit. It's a classic digital to analog, an analog to digital converter, but it has this really nice filter and this audio bandwidth setting, which I like to automate if I were to make this a sample, for example. So what I'll do is I'll automate the filter. I'm gonna change the audio bandwidth to like 16,000. Let's see what that sounds like now as a whole. I think that sounds pretty dandy. That'll just about do it for this week's video. Go check out Long Story Short's channel. He spoke about some of these techniques this week and inspired me to make my own preset by using some of them. So definitely go check his channel out. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week. Appreciate it as always. Have a good night.